Hello all, Jeff here with a new video. Welcome to Race Room. Recently, Sector 3 Studios announced that all cars and all tracks will be available to use for free for a limited time due to the coronavirus outbreak. Now, maybe probably only 5 days, time will tell. But this is a free-to-play game, but normally you can only drive fictional cars and use fictional tracks for free. And you have to pay for the cars and the tracks like iRacing. Fortunately, Sector 3 have been very generous getting new people to the sim, so I thought I'd give it a shot and see what I think of it. Being an Australian, I thought I'd go around Bathurst, and I since I don't use DTM cars in racing games often these days, I thought I'd give the 1995 Mercedes-Benz C-Class DTM a go around Bathurst and see if I can top the leaderboards, because as you can see, there's only like 5 people that have set times before me. So, we'll give it a shot, see how we go. In terms of cars, well, you got Nicky Teen's old man's car, you got Kevin Magnussen's old man's car, you got the F1 safety car driver's car, Bernd Schneider, German touring car legend, as well as Dario Franchitti. Yep, 3-time Indy 500 winner. Now, the first time I started playing Race Room, it was with this car and track, and I was using like a lower difficulty setting. Now with these times, I decided to go with the Get Real difficulty. Anyway, breaking down the S's, hard work, just smashing into the tyre wall there. This is actually a very, it's a lot more difficult than Gran Turismo, but in the same sense, I feel it's a lot easier to get used to than Project Cars, although I just binned it into the fence at the chase there. But I felt with Project Cars I was making a lot more mistakes, but this is definitely more of a realistic sim, I feel. And in terms of and there we go, that's a 210.5, that would be third in the world. The force feedback on Race Room is very, very strong. You really got to hold on to that wheel tight. Yeah, I'm using a Logitech G920, but even with that kind of wheel, it's very, very difficult. Now, Forest Elbow, you have to, you can't brake too hard or you're just never going to get around the corner. You just smash into the wall on the outside. Now, in terms of times, I was getting close to the 209 flat, which was the top time for this car at this track, and I do a 209.3, so I'm not far off actually. But yeah, you really need to hold on to the steering wheel really tight to keep the car on the track, so that's one thing to note. This DTM car, I did set my settings to factory ABS and factory traction control, which this car has. Doesn't mean you can't bin it like I've just did there at the chase. Well, if you're staying at the ridges, you're actually gonna have a good view of some crashes there. But anyway, this would be my best attempt at trying to get a 209 flat. Yes, it's a DTM car from the 90s, but this is my first time playing Race Room, so it just shows that not many people have bought either this car or this track, if only 4 people before me have been bothered to do leaderboard times. Can't hurt to just give it a shot. And in terms of Race Room, I actually really enjoy the physics. It's nice to drive. The frame rate on my computer could be better, but it's just a case of playing with the settings and it should be fine. It runs okay. Definitely runs a lot better than the Assetto Corsa Competizione on my PC, but again, just have to rejig my computer settings and hopefully things will be alright. I haven't tested online gameplay yet. I might do that tonight. We'll see how we go. But in terms of out of the cutting, I've got a good run there. Now, in Reed Park, it's very easy to understeer in this car. It could be the physics of this sim. It's hard to tell because I've never played Race Room before. And I felt like Sullivan Park, McPhillamy, taking it almost flat, kind of reminds me of Gran Turismo, to be honest. And then down the S's, you have to be really, really careful on the brakes so you don't lock the rears up. Down through the dipper, as you can see, 4X Gold is meant to be on those signs, but obviously not for obvious reasons. Going down to Forest Elbow, very, very hard to get right, because if you get on the brakes a bit too hard, you will smash into the outside wall. As we go down Conrod Straight, we've got a very, very good run out of there. Now, in the same sense, this car isn't the best in a straight line, but that's not the point of DTM. It's about, it's about ridiculous aero, and these things and this series died in the late 90s because of ridiculous costs. Hard on the brakes at the chase. You can either use second or third gear into there. I was using second, then I decided to use third just to try and avoid as much wheel spin as possible. Braking hard in the Murray's corner. And we are going to be very close to beating this time. Let's see what we come up with. It would be a 208.8. Yep, somehow. First time having to go at Race Room after an hour and a bit of practice. Well, I've got a world record, and it's with the 95 C-Class DTM car at Bathurst, and there's confirmation I'm on top. No fixed setup either, so, sorry. And I haven't done any setup work whatsoever, so I'm actually pretty chuffed about that. Might give it another go and see what I think. But yeah, there you have it. So if you liked the video, smash the thumbs up button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe and tapping the notification icon. And give this sim a go if you've got a PC that's good enough to run it. It is pretty good, and having access to these free cars and tracks is great. So I'll leave you with the flying lap from the TV camera's point of view. But anyway, this is Jeff here, and happy racing. Cheers.